Back to another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show, Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. I'm your host, Damon K. Jones, joined by my brother, A.J. Woodson, and bringing that fresh perspective, Larnaz Kinsey. Every Sunday, we pull back the curtain on the issues shaping our families, our cities, and our future, from health and safety to policy and power. It's because our mission is simple. Put the people first, not the politics. It's going to be Blacktastic. Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns. This Valentine's Day, make it sweet with Cupcake Cutie Boutique. They're serving fresh, hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries, perfect for date night, gifts, or a treat for yourself. For a limited time, order through DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, and get 20% off our chocolate-covered strawberries. Love should taste this good. But don't wait, this Valentine's Day deal won't last long. If you've been thinking about investing but didn't know where to start, this is your sign. Presented by Black Westchester Magazine and Noir Network, the Ownership Society is a community of like-minded people focused on building generational wealth 1 month at a time. No hype, no gambling, just disciplined investing, shared learning, and real ownership. Whether you start with $20 or $100, the key is consistency. Scan the QR code or click the link in the conversation to join us, download Robinhood, and take your first step toward owning your future. On Wednesday, January 28th, at Mount Vernon, New York City Hall, law enforcement and the community are coming together at Mount Vernon City Hall to stand with Officer Derek Williams, a 19-year police veteran battling kidney failure after contracting COVID while protecting the city. A press conference begins at 6:30 p.m., followed by the city council meeting at 7 p.m. Join us to demand that Mount Vernon follow state and federal laws protecting officers who contracted COVID-19 during the pandemic. Call 914-665-2300 to sign up to speak, in person or via Zoom. Silence protects failure. President demands accountability.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This is the first show of the new year. And welcome. What's up, Larnaz? What's happening?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm excited for this show.
Yeah. It's the first show.
A lot been going on.
What? Listen, the White House, the White House is out of control, you know. But see, here's the thing, and I tell people right now, like him or hate him, he is showing you the will of politicians. If they want to do something, they can do it. And that the president has more power than people think.
That's absolutely true.
He has more power than people think. And I think, you know, without people getting in their emotions, it will be smart of us to expect the same of the politicians that we put in office to carry out the actual agenda.
Well, you heard what Mom Donnie said. When people get in the office, you need to stop expecting small. Stop expecting bare minimum.
Exactly.
Exactly what he said in his speech.
Exactly. And well, that's what we've been doing. You know, that's why our communities look the way they do, because we expect small. We don't we don't expect big from our politicians. You know, we expect the bare minimum, you know, and they give us the rug around like they can only do the bare minimum. Absolutely not. You could do whatever you want to do because you are the legislators.
Mm-hmm.
you legislate that shit.
You just don't want to answer stuff. That's the problem. People don't want to answer to the things that they do or the things that they want to do.
Exactly. Let me bring brother AJ in. You gotta center yourself. There you go.
Okay, there so fresh and so clean. Happy New Year.
Yeah, he all shaved up. Going to New Year, clean face.
PYT on the screen.
I'm on the end of my extended vacation, and it was like I was starting to really look like it. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. I can't go on like that. And I had to put my oil valet because my skin gets pale.
First order of business.
Let me take that out. We're gonna talk about that.
So what's up, everybody? Happy New Year's and all that good stuff.
Hey, everything's good, bro. Everything's good, man. Everything is good, brother. I thought I had a heart attack last week. I thought I was having a heart attack, and I had to sit 6 hours in the emergency room and for them to tell me I had gas. And
wow,
that's serious.
You know, so you can figure that out. That was just amazing.
Why you holding it in?
That's like I don't even know. That's the second time it happened to me. The first time it happened to me like 3-4 years ago at work, and I got this pain in my side that was so strong it dropped me to the knees. So they rushed me to the hospital. And I'm laying in there with the IV, man, and the pain was crazy. It felt like, I don't know, it was just felt like I had a monster inside my abdomen. And after like 45 minutes laying there, man, I let out this tremendous and I was like, oh, you're right. Then I was like, oh wow, man. Yo, it went away.
You better tell your wife start burping you when you sleep.
Yo, it was crazy. But they said it was happening again. But see, I'm a little older now, so I'm like, yo, anything that I feel around my heart, I'm like, man, I'm not messing around, because I know they said stuff like that before, and the next thing you know, that person needed a stent and all this other stuff in his heart. So I go to the cardiologist on Wednesday. I got insurance. I'm going to use my insurance. You know what I'm saying? I get on the little app, make my appointment. I be stressing them doctors out. So I'll be right up in there, bro. Like, run all the tests. You ain't got to worry about insurance, man. Like, run it. One doctor was like, oh, I don't know if your insurance will pay for it. I said, man, if you don't give me that prescription, you don't give me that prescription and run that test, what you talking about, bro? Like, you just insulted me. I got good insurance. You better give me that. Yeah, I got good insurance. He's like, oh, yeah, your insurance will cover it. I said, I know it's gonna cover it, man. I know. So that's how I brought in the New Year's. And then I went out to Philly. That's how I was telling Lonez. We went to see Kendrick the Family Soul. That was dope.
Okay.
That was really dope. Brought the New Year in while they was on stage. That was dope. And bought their albums. But I bought their albums and took a picture with them.
What you just said, I just want to say real quick. Everybody, what Damon just said, when you go see these artists, buy their merch. That's so important. Yeah. Don't just go see it. If you really love these groups, buy their merch. I'm speaking as an artist. Buy their merch. It's very, very important. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Because I didn't get a chance when they performed in Greenberg. When Russell brought them to Greenberg, I didn't get a chance to buy their stuff. I had to leave. And I didn't get a chance to buy their stuff. So I made sure I did it this time.
You talking about shows? Just let me real quick shout out Jolo's Kitchen, vegan restaurant in New Rochelle. Jolo was also used to be Marco Polo in Pete Rock's group I&I. He had his he had his anniversary customer appreciation day last night, and his group I&I, they performed. It was their 30th anniversary, and I think Kool Keith came and Sadat X performed and a bunch of other people. So it was like really great. Sorry I missed that because I definitely would have been in the house for that. That was in New Rochelle. But yeah, Jolo, you love Jolo. If you've never been there, Damon, it's right over by the library. All vegan, been there for years.
Okay.
Brenda loves it. Brenda, they know Brenda in there like they know Norm at Cheers. She walks in, they be like, Brenda, like, you know what I'm saying? that's so to get you an idea. Your word. So shout out to Jolo, their anniversary. Shout out to I&I. They're going back on the road this year. So I'm happy for them. So yes. And Linez, you was in the bed last week. You was not feeling all that great last week either, right? You was
that super flu tried to take me out. That super flu tried to take me out, and I had hardly no symptoms. You know, I work in a psych ward, so I actually got attacked and was restraining the patient, had an asthma attack, anxiety attack, had to leave work in an ambulance, and it was the super flu.
Ooh.
Try to take me out. I was like, wow. I was man down for about 4 or 5 days. But I'm back. I'm feeling better. I'm blessed. I'm grateful.
Appreciate just one checking on. I was calling to check on you, make sure you was good. I was like, you good, right? You still with us?
Yeah. I appreciate you.
We gotta check on our people. We don't do that enough. Sometimes you gotta check on your people.
Mm-hmm.
Word up.
Absolutely. I'm trying to share. Go, y'all keep talking. I'm trying to share.
Congratulations to all the. I know you're going to do one of the stories, but congratulations to all. Congratulations to all the elected officials that got sworn in, and
all of them. Justin, Brad, everybody.
And damn if I ain't see a picture on Damon's Facebook saying congratulations to my sister, and I was like, hey, now that's a development. I was like, all right, David, go ahead, David.
Yeah, you stupid, man. You stupid. Absolutely, man.
I woke up to that. I woke up and was like, wait, is this an old picture? And this is real. This is from last night. She shouted us out from the thing. She shouted everybody out. Yeah, she told me because I called to congratulate her. Yeah.
You know, she shouted everybody out. You know, I'm about to put them to work on the 28th, so it's okay. It's okay. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. I'm glad you in because on the 28th, we got to go to work. You know, we got to save this man's health care. You know, that's what it's about. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know that's what it's about. I'm not coming as an adversary. I'm coming as an information tool to help y'all out because we got to save this man's life. You know, so that's what, you know, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't, as a community and and Mount Vernon is a Black community. Let's just not take anything from it. We have to treat our people better. And and a lot of times you gotta put politics behind, you know, and when we like to claim what would Jesus do, then you do what Jesus would do. You know? So that's how we have to act as a people. You know, a lot of times, you know, whether we like it or not, we take things personal. When you're trying to correct, Brother D. Well, what's happening? He watching now. When you're trying to correct, you know, we take it personal. You know, instead of looking at the big picture. He said, "I'll be there." That's right. That's right. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Right. So, when we can't take it personal. We can't take it personal. It's either the right way or the wrong way. And how do we fix it as politicians? Like a lot of people, man, here's the funny thing. A lot of people, especially, I'm just gonna say my wife, right? AJ, you gotta re-sign.
I just did.
Okay. My wife say, man, how are you and Ken always kiki and ha and you'll write an article about him? And I said, because, number one, he doesn't take it personal. And then he doesn't take it personal. And he will text me his disagreement with whatever the article is. You know what I'm saying? And we'll have that conversation.
Last time, just a joke. Last time, Damon wrote something, and he didn't write about him. He wrote what someone else said about him. And Ken was taking a full page ad in the paper. These people's like, "Oh no, don't spend no money there." I was like, "Yo, Damon, don't yell at nobody else. To give me a week. Give me a week to the papers out. Don't yell." But he said, nah, we all good. He was like, yo, he told him no. We still doing that. He talked to you and he talked to me, and I ain't even had nothing to do with the article. But
right. But it's funny because I already knew, and he started laughing. He said, yeah, they said you said. I said no. At 11 minutes and 48 in the video, she said your name. Right. I said, I didn't say, and he responded, LOL. I said, I didn't say it, bro. Watch the video. I reported what
she said.
We supported. And if you got, and here's your opportunity, if you got a rebuttal, give me the rebuttal. And I wrote the rebuttal. You know what I'm saying?
And this would be a lesson for everybody, because everybody's like, oh, you're attacking me. Just like Ken. And you, first off, most of you got our numbers. Like, we don't even have to walk around. You can't find us. Most of you, I got on speed dial. So that means you have me on speed dial. Your name is in my phone. And if there's a situation like that, call us. See, most people go by, they said, and I like, where do we say that? Because I have these conversations all the time. They be like, yo, Damon said. I said, show me where he said that. Oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't read it. So why are you walking around talking about Damon said? Or that I said, or Black Westchester said. Ken called, and then he did what a politician that ain't got nothing to hide does. He then wrote his rebuttal, and he came with his receipts, and we ran that as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? So people get to see both sides, and it's a wrap. All of this, Black Westchester picking on me because of this, and Black Westchester's attacking me because of that, and that's bullshit. You have the same opportunity. And all those people who say that, and you know who you are, it's a new year, so it's a new me. No, it's a new year, it's the same old me. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. It's the same me, it's just a new year. Yo. You know what I'm saying? I like to think I grew a little bit, but this is the same me. But stop with that this year. 2026, stop with that. Stop. Pick up the phone. Let's talk. You got something to say. You want to share your side, just bring it. Stop walking around talking about Black Westchesters attacking Black politicians and all this other stuff. Like as supposed Black politicians are supposed to be hands off because you Black. No, you're supposed to get it worse because you're supposed to know better. We're supposed to hold you higher and accountable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's enough of that.
We watch dogs. That's what journalists is. We watch dogs. We got to show you what you're doing wrong.
The fourth estate.
And not only that, there's a lot of Negroes on Facebook, especially Facebook, that make a lot of comments. Why are we not going after the white man?
And you ain't been paying attention because
first of all,
what white man, right?
Yeah. What white man they talking about? Because it's a lot of them.
Well, not only that, but if you're dealing in the Black community, there ain't no white man, right? The white man's not. I'm almost 60 years old, and when you talk about crime, violence, and you're talking about making our community a safe place to live, it's not the white man's responsibility.
That part. Mm-hmm.
It is not. I'm going to say this again for the people in the back and a lot of people that understand, because I posted what my pastor said for the New Year's, and I'm standing on that 10 toes down. Y'all don't have to follow my page. You don't have to make a comment on my page. You don't even have to, because I don't make comments on your page. But I'm making sure that you understand. It's not the white man's responsibility to make our community a safe place to live.
Mm-hmm.
It is not his responsibility. I don't care how much racism and racism systems that there is. We understand that. We should be past that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is our responsibility to do it. So when our communities are not safe and our young kids are killing each other, it's not the white man's fault.
And add to that, when we don't take care of our business, when we don't handle our business in our community, then you get mad because the white man does come in and does whatever they want to do. But that's self-inflicted. Like, if we were handling our business, there would be no need for nobody else to be coming in our communities doing whatever they want to do. So and historically, Black people have, y'all talk about all this stuff. We want to go back to, people want to cite the Panthers and all these other groups. They handled their communities. They policed their communities. They fed their communities. They were taking care of their communities. And several other Black groups, they made sure things were safe in their communities. You know what I'm saying? So, we can't be talking about them and, you know what I'm saying, and not doing the work that they're doing. So,
Exactly. And this is what I don't understand. Just listen, when the white man has got us so trained that he don't have to do anything else to no more. We do it to ourselves.
Yep. It's on repeat.
Exactly. Exactly.
And for those who keep saying, so the white man aspect, that aspect is living well, alive and living well. What are you doing about it? Mm-hmm. Like, there's that part. What are you doing about it? Mm-hmm. It don't matter what they try to do. What are you doing about it in your community?
Exactly. And most of them that have all the comments ain't doing a goddamn thing in their community.
They pointing fingers. Look at that right there. What they doing?
Happy 2020. Happy 2026.
Exactly. Facebook gangsters. Facebook, just all on Facebook, type it on Facebook, but they not out in the community actually doing the work with the people.
Mm-hmm. And shout to the few that are, because I want to be clear. I want to give props to those who do, because somebody will be like, "Oh, Black Westchester started the year saying no Black person takes care of their community." That's bullshit. That's not what we said.
There's people outside. There's definitely people outside, but they're not getting the light.
2026, I could give a fuck two shits what people say.
Okay, that part.
No, yeah, they could. Let me tell you something. They could take it any way they want to take it. I don't care. Listen, I'm not explaining, and I don't want you to start this shit in 2026. Explaining shit to any fucking body. It's nothing to fucking explain anymore. The devil is real. We know who he is. And they look like us. Mm-hmm. They look like us.
What's that saying? I think the color of your kind and not all your color is your kind.
Not all your kinfolk is just kinfolk. Yes, that's number one.
Yes. There we go. Yes. There we go.
And that's one of the oldest sayings, because a lot of my mentors been saying that for years. And I understand that. And that's why.
and wait, and that elusive all whatever white man are we talking about? You know what they do? You don't never see them. They get one of y'all to take y'all out. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
talk about it. They paying y'all to come.
Exactly.
Go do this. Let me send you to the store. Go do this.
Exactly. Now you know AJ for a fact, and D Will is watching.
Shout D Will.
33 years in law enforcement. When we stand up for a black officer, whether he's in White Plains, Mount Vernon, Corrections, wherever in Westchester County, I have to import black officers from New York City to stand with us.
And Long Island.
You know that is a fact.
Mm.
I can't get these Negroes in Westchester, black officers, to stand with another black officer that's going through something. I have to bring them from outside of Westchester County.
Yeah, they had to come all the way from New York City, Long Island, and upstate for Bovell. They had to come.
Exactly. So we are our worst enemies because we become cowards in the face of oppression.
Oh, you call them would-be gatekeepers getting carried.
No, I'm saying cowards because we have to be able to stand up and show that we got certain people's backs. Because if we don't, they continue to do the same things to the next person, and the cycle repeats.
And then when it happens to you, you calling us.
Yep.
Exactly. So these are the see, dude, it is what it is in 2026. I'm not explaining myself. I'm not explaining myself to anybody. I'm saying what I have to say, and you could accept it or you could leave it alone. But I don't have to explain it because when I say it, you're gonna know what I said.
Absolutely.
You're gonna know. We have to see. This is we have to stop this. We have to. What we've been doing. Oh man, I hurt your feelings. I didn't mean. No.
Nah, like my mom said, you mad? You'll be mad till you get glad again.
Exactly.
That's what my mom said all my life. You'll be mad till you get glad again.
Exactly. Now, if you're a regular person, I ain't gonna be worried about what you're doing. I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you ain't doing nothing negative to me.
But if you elected, I'm all in your business. I'm all in your business.
Exactly. If you elected, you represent the people, and especially representing black people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be in your business if you're not doing right, and I'm going to give you the props when you do right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do we still have all those guys coming on today, or are they not coming on?
No, Darrel Davis is coming on.
Okay, so the other two are not coming.
No,
I just want to make sure we left time. I just want to make sure we left time for them. That's all.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you come on at 7.
All right.
I think I told him 7:15, but I won't tell him. But yeah.
So enough said. We said what we need to say on that. So what's next? Jenkins. Congratulations to Jenkins.
No, first let's talk about Maduro, man. Yeah. Before we get to King Jenkins.
Oh.
For all y'all, for if you've been living under a rock, and you don't know what happened in the last couple of days, the United States went over there and grabbed the president of Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
And he set off a firestorm because of the fact that, of course, they said he can't do what he was supposed to do, what he did, but they did it to Noriega, right? They did it to Noriega.
Mm-hmm.
It's American as apple pie, taking out somebody's leader and causing regime change for somebody friendly to us.
Obama did it to Libya, to our brother Gaddafi. So let's not act like this is not the American agenda.
We tried to have an illegal war on Cuba that wasn't sanctioned by the Congress, and they flooded the hood with crack and guns to pay for the war.
Exactly. But I think the greater goal is they're taking over. They know straight music that they're coming after under the umbrella of drugs, all those Caribbean countries that's bringing drugs in the United States.
And the drugs ain't coming from Venezuela. It might go through Venezuela.
It's going right.
Venezuela is not the plug. They the connect. Colombia is going through. Colombia's going through.
No. Colombia. Trump already said Colombia next.
Yeah. But I'm saying,
he already made it clear.
But let me be clear though.
We know why they're in Venezuela.
But wait, Venezuela is just the connect. It had nothing to do with the drugs. It got to do with the oil. It's like
We know it has to do with the oil, right? But they did have a warrant. They did have a warrant out for him. The DEA did have a warrant out for Maduro, right? They did have. Now, all the other stuff we know. But I'm asking this question I don't know. So we have the legal right to go into another country. Yeah. Okay, because I was going to say, would you? I never said. The point I was making is, we would have a fit if somebody tried to come here and take ours. Like, you ain't coming through here and taking ours. But we do that to everybody else. But so I'm just saying. And that Dave Chappelle skit was the perfect. You ain't got no army big enough to do that to the United States. You understand? So they get it. But this president is doing. Remember, that's something I want the listeners to really understand. The seat of the presidency, no matter Republican or Democrat, has an agenda. The seat, this was the minister taught us. It has an agenda. So it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or Democrat. The difference is Trump is just transparent what he's going to do. He's transparent what he's going to do. Obama did the bullshit too. Let's not get it twisted. He did the bullshit too, but he was slick with his shit.
He
used drones. He used drones to do his shit in the Middle East.
We took out
to
2 leaders. To
destabilize the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
So let's not get all in the truffle, because the seat of the presidency has an agenda.
You know, one thing I want to say about Trump. So I was watching the Batman the other day, and you know where they put the bat signal up in the sky, and they're like, "Why you keep putting it up?" Because ain't nobody. He's not coming. He said, "Yeah, it was just the fear that light put out there. Right. People were doing things and seeing that, and they would stop." Everybody around the country, they think Trump is crazy. They don't know what he might do. Like, they don't know what the hell this dude might do. It's like putting the bat signal. Like, they see that bat signal up, like, all right, we're gonna back up. We're gonna chill for a minute. Like, they think this dude is crazy and unhinged. It's not like you said. Some of them was slick. Some of them tried the whole foreign policy thing. This dude don't do all that. They don't know. They don't know what he's capable of.
But he doesn't, because there is a clear agenda of policy against Russia and China. Now, what people are not talking about is, and we talked about earlier, they snatched him right after he met with China.
Yep.
Now he owes China, Venezuela owes China billions of dollars from a loan, and he owes Russia billions of dollars in money. Now that Trump said that his Secretary of State and Pete Hegseth, the man that's over the Department of War, are in charge of the country, China and Russia has to come to the table now and deal. See,
they just want to put Exxon back out there so Exxon could take 80% of the oil.
No, that they are. They are. And all that's going to go down. But see, the bigger global picture is China has to sit down because they're going to want their money. Russia has to sit down because they need their money. They can't now. he can't. It's going to be harder for him to collect because he has a war going on. He's not going to have a war with America and fight Ukraine. Russia can't handle that. They don't even have enough soldiers to do that. Mm-hmm. So the global picture is bigger than what just Maduro is. And it's crazy how people are marching to free Maduro when Biden put the $50 million bounty on his head.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, this is the bullshit that we see in politics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they already put the video up of Biden out there talking about him with his little mask on. Must have been around COVID. So the foreign policy is crazy, but we get distracted, by foreign policy, and then our communities still stay the same at the end of the day.
Well, that's because we're not in the mix to actually monetize off of these changes. We're not in the know. We don't know processes.
We ain't even in the circles to monetize all this. The only thing that's going to happen to black folks, we might see our gas at $1.25.
Well, the U.S. dollar about to get stronger.
Yeah, and our gas going to go down.
Right.
It's going to go down right around election time. It's going to be $1.25. My mother be like, $1.25. That good old Venezuelan oil.
I'm good with the U.S. dollar being stronger. As I'm starting to do a lot of shows overseas, I did not realize how much more powerful the euro was than the dollar and other. I'm like, I'm gonna be much happier if the dollar gets stronger. I'm gonna be honest from my personal situation.
Well, that's how they pay for oil. That's how they pay for their oil with the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, listen, not all of Trump policies, and I know some of the people gonna lose their mind. That not all Trump policies are bad economically. It's just the problem with black people is we have yet to put ourselves in the positions of benefiting from it. Now, let me ask a question on this. Every ethnic group that came to America stayed with themselves. Chinese came to America, they stayed with themselves. They ain't migrated in with the white man until they got what? Financially capable of doing it. The Italians, when they came, they had little Italy and they stayed to themselves. They kept their little dollar circulating with themselves until they got to a point where they could go out and negotiate with the American white man and other ethnic groups. The little migrants that come here that we see today, they stay to themselves. They get a little store, right? And they all go. The next thing you know, they got a laundromat. Next thing you know, they got 3 houses on the block, 4 houses on the block. They stay to themselves. Irish did the same, right? Indians from wherever over there, they do the same. The only people that's at the bottom that started doing it until integration, now we're at the bottom because we decided to integrate with everybody else.
And not only that, though, they realized the power of our dollar and the power of what the danger if we stick together and we self-efficient. And they were like, we got to stop that shit. We got and to quote Brother Hafiz Muhammad, the late Brother Hafiz Muhammad, the best way to get a black person's dollar is tell them, I don't want your money. You can't spend your money here. We will fight you. My money is just as good as the white man. You're going to take my money. Like, we're going to fight you to take our money. So, it was that. But
and you're absolutely right. And you're absolutely right. And I saw this video maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Jim Jones is in the Gucci shop
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Enough of that. We'll get that. I don't want to get.
We don't even want to give him no airtime because he just.
No.
We told that story at least 4 times. We're not giving him no more airtime.
Example of ignorance. Right. That's an example, but that's example of the mindset where you're gonna force somebody.
Right.
Like, then walk out, bro. What are you on FaceTime complaining for, and then you go spend $40,000?
You broadcast your disrespect and then how you paid for it. Yeah,
exactly. You're an idiot. So anything after that, I was never surprised what come out of Jim Jones's mouth.
Well, he said Sexy Red was a unicorn for the community.
Okay, enough. We're not even
words.
We're not even going to give that no more air. So on to our brother Ken Jenkins, because you said Darrel's coming on the 7th. I'm watching the clock.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Ken Jenkins, man, he made history. First Black official. Now he's official. First Black county exec of Westchester County, and God willing, he'll be on. We're gonna try to get him on Black History Month since he made Black history.
Yes.
So and congratulations to Ken again. I saw him at the swearing in Mount Vernon, and he had a standing ovation in City Hall. And listen, man, we have the opportunity to do good things. You know, we have the opportunity, and not everybody's gonna agree. So Ken, you know, I've known Ken for a lot of years, man. I watched him come up from city council, NAACP president in Yonkers, city councilman in Yonkers, county legislator, you know, for all them years, deputy county exec, and now county exec. Like, he put, whether we agree or we don't agree, he put the work in. He put the work in, and now he's there, and he has 2 terms because the county legislators are limited to 2 terms. He has 2 terms, and I think he's going to do good work. They passed the budget, which regardless of the money that, you know, that shortened, I thought it was a good. It was the good. Oh yeah. Kenny just texted me. He said, "Don't forget Wade Hardy." Yeah. I'm not gonna forget. Yeah. So it was a good. It was a good. It was a good budget. You know, and you know, if he would have let me do the budget, I could have found a lot of other jobs he could have cut. I know where to go. I know where the bodies are buried. I know where some of the bodies are buried, but it was a good budget. And I don't know, y'all can go to Black Westchester. I also wrote an article on the difference in politics between Ken Jenkins and Zoran Mondami as far as economic development. You know, and I think the politics and how he handles the politics might bring a lot of business to Westchester. If Mondami is pushing the agenda that he said he was, it looked like he get into a little reality check. You know,
well, you can say all that. That's what you do when you govern.
How you gonna pay for it? How you gonna pay for it?
That's what you do when you campaign, and what you do when you govern. I mean, you campaign, you say a whole bunch of stuff that might not be possible, but when you govern, you got you got other people, you got the council, you got other people you got to deal with. It ain't just all you. But I want to say about Ken, so, and I'm speaking to all our community, let's not waste this moment like we usually do. We celebrate, we do all of that, and then we call for a brother to do a lot of things, but then we don't have his back. You understand what I'm saying? We have to stand with him, because there's going to be stuff we want that they don't want us to have. And for him to put his neck on the line, we got to be worth putting our neck on the line. We got to have his back. And we are good for not having Black politicians back, especially in Westchester. So let's, and I'm not saying let's not hold his feet to the fire. He already know that with us, but we're gonna hold his feet to the fire. But we also have to support him. There will be times when he is going to need us to stand with him. And I don't mean Black Westchester, I mean our community. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just not celebrate, like we did, oh, my president is Black. We made records about it, we danced, we had cookouts, we went out to the parties, and let's protect this brother and stand with him when he needs us to. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So that's very important.
Exactly. We're going to disagree.
Absolutely. And disagreeing is healthy.
Exactly.
Let's not get that twisted. We don't all agree. Hell, me and Damon don't agree every other week on the show. You know what I'm saying? But we got a business together, like we do good work. But my point though, and for you at home, ain't no husband and wife agree on everything. Ain't no successful marriage with a husband and wife agree on everything. No two people are going to agree on everything, but it's in the disagreement that things and the presenting of other ideas that we grow and we do this thing. It can't be how everything just the way one person sees it. You understand what I'm saying? And a good negotiation, nobody comes out 100% happy. So just because you didn't get all that you want, let's stop that. That's not how things work. And understand, Black people, he is the county executive of Westchester County, not the county executive of Black people. Because I'm telling you, we're gonna get them calls. He ain't Black enough. He ain't doing nothing for Black people. Like he's supposed to only do for Black people. He's only supposed to do for Black people. Like this is what's been said about congressmen, about presidents, about everybody else who's Black. So they're gonna say about him.
But we haven't matured enough in politics as a people to understand if we want our agenda, that we have to be first participants in the voting process, and second is we have to contribute money to the voting process. See, Negroes and Black people, and it's sad that a lot of educated Negroes have pushed this thing, just vote. Voting is just part of it.
That's a bare necessity. That's what you're supposed to do.
If you're not contributing to the campaign, Dr. Claude Anderson said the Black community must buy their politicians, and if you cannot buy them, you rent them.
Or lease them. Yep.
Right. So when you look at
the way y'all do them cars, y'all can't afford. I'm sorry.
Exactly. So I said this to my cousin who lives in Atlanta. Now I go down there, I see all these influencers, and they driving all these Lamborghinis, and they flying on private jets, and they doing all this stuff, which is nice. Black folks, young Black folks that are millionaires and making a lot of money, yes, they should do that. But still, they don't own their politicians. See, because when I pull up Warnock, who's from Atlanta as I think a congressman, and I look at
Senator
Warnock, he's a senator?
Yeah.
Or congressman. Okay, whatever. When I pull up when you go on Open Secrets and you look and see who's contributing to Warnock, there's none of them that's contributing 500,000 and 1 million, and he's getting it's none of all those rich folks in Atlanta. So it
ain't even $1,000. It ain't a whole bunch of people giving $1,000. Like
exactly
$100. They say, I don't do politics.
Right, but not even 100. See, the $100 is nice, but when you got healthcare services giving them 500,000, and you got these institutions giving them all this money, that's who he works for.
Mm-hmm.
See, that we have to and I'm not blowing any politician up. I'm just talking the process, because when you look at people and you look who donates, we just had to we had to blow up in Mount Vernon. Who donates? Who donates to the campaigns? That's who the people literally work for, because that money is what helped them get into office. So we have to understand that, right? That's why Israel can get $800 and something billion over. Oh, Nas did come in.
Yeah. Well, show the little clip of Ken Jenkins.
Yeah, it's a little clip of Ken.
Order of business is executing the budget that we just adopted, the $2.5 billion budget that we just executed, but watching what's happening in the federal government, seeing how it's impacting the community, and being able to address the things and respond to those issues as they come up. We can't fix everything that happens in the federal government. Can't fix all those holes, but we need to be on top of those things to be able to make sure that we're addressing those issues. So whether it's affordable housing, whether it's investing in childcare, and that's not just for the low income folks, that's the ones that are above the line, as we used to say, to make sure that people can work, live, and thrive here in Westchester. So we're going to continue to do that.
It ain't over. It ain't over. No.
Oh.
This is Jalen with Black Westchester. And I'm here with County Executive Ken Jenkins. We're here celebrating you. The last time I saw you, we were getting ready for this day, and now we are here.
We're here, right? Well, Jalen, first, thank you so much for the opportunity to continue to talk to the community. We are so excited today from an inauguration perspective. The first day of January, last day of Kwanzaa. A lot on the trestle board. We have a lot of things to be able to move forward, but we know that when we work together, we'll be able to make a difference.
No, and that's what I love about you, just bringing all of the people together, because there were so many different people that I saw today, so many different religions, denominations, races, ethnicities. It was truly like, I was like, definitely different parties, and which was an amazing thing to see, because that means that people are willing to work with you and they support you.
So shout out to my cousin, Jalen, who was my cousin Joffrey Gardner and Dr. Tracy Gardner's daughter, doing her thing. And she told us she wanted to do more stuff. And
that's great.
She just went up there on her own. This is Jalen. I'm representing Black Westchester. Put a microphone in her face, and then edited the video and sent it to me. So shout out to Jalen. Go ahead.
I wanna address what Josh Askew said, that Westchester County government is the enemy of Mount Vernon. They didn't crack down the influx of undocumented in throughout the whole county. That's not their job. That's not the county's job to do immigration. That's the federal government's job to do immigration. That's not the county. I've been in law enforcement 33 years, bro. That's not the county's job to do immigration. And facts of matter, the county has bailed out Mount Vernon from their bullshit for a long time. For a long time. All the way up to Memorial Field. Not only did they gave Mount Vernon $10 million when Clinton was mayor to do Memorial Field, and it didn't get done. They had to take it over when Richard Thomas was mayor, and they had to put another $10 million in to build the field. So the people of West, and understand this, that money was the people of Westchester's money. So, and here's the thing, the county legislators wanted to take the goddamn field from Mount Vernon. Once they voted on putting the extra 10 million, once they voted, and what Ken did and Lattimore was to push back on that. So if they didn't push back on that, it would have been Westchester County Memorial Field. So let's be real when you say that they didn't do anything for Mount Vernon. And a lot of times the mayors didn't want the money that the county was trying to give to Mount Vernon. And when they did get the money, they didn't do what they were supposed to do with it. So you can't say, and these are facts. So you can't say that the county didn't do anything for Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon didn't do anything for themselves. And I'm not just pointing at one specific elected official. That has been over time. Over time.
Since we've been doing
when they blew county money.
Since we've been doing Black Westchester in 11 years, there have been 4 mayors. There have been over 25 different city council persons. There have been 3 different controllers. There have been, 5, 10 judges. Like this has been going on even before we did Black Westchester. But I'm saying there's enough blame to go along for a long. That list is very long.
I'm going to give you an example. The state gives the city of Mount Vernon supposed to $250,000 a year for maintenance for the courts. In almost like 10 years, they haven't got the money. And they wonder why the police department's leaking. They wonder why the police department's leaking. They haven't took the grants. They haven't took the grants. If you take a picture of the roof of the police department, it looked like patchwork.
Well, if your paperwork ain't right, you can't take the grants because you can't.
No. Yeah, right. But let me tell you, it's not just one administration.
No,
true.
Right. So this is so it's a culture.
But her point is right. The paperwork ain't been right for several administrations.
Right. So how are you taking the grants? How are you improving anything if
but that's my overall point. We can't say that the county and state is not doing when the local municipality is not doing their job to get the funds to do.
The bottom line with that, and moving on from that, the bottom line is no one is going to help you if you are not helping yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one's going to come and do it for you. There are things you need to do, and we keep talking about that. Nas, I don't know if you can hear us. If you can, I need you to turn your mic and your camera on so we can get you on the screen. I see that you now see you're not connected, so I don't know if you can hear us. But yeah, you have to. We Black people got to stop thinking people are just going to come in. They're supposed to do stuff for us. If we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, nobody's coming in to do it for you. Not even this. And this is Sunday. Not even God, because the saying is, without us, without God, we can't. But without us, He won't. In other words, He's not going to do it for you. So including God, since it's Sunday, no one is coming in our community and do like you can't sit home. I need a new job. Pastor said today in the sermon, you can't sit home saying I need a new job and you ain't filling out no applications.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
like you know what I'm saying? Like dude.
Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody on the phone, and then they were. But it's not. You have to look on Nas. You have to look on the. I think it's the bottom from your phone. You have to connect your mic and your camera. So I mean, look. Either you're gonna do for yourself or you're not. I was having a conversation with somebody. I said, look, man, New York State Corrections don't have no tests. Right? You just paid $100, you get on the list, you get a job. Oh, I wouldn't. Don't tell them people to go work for the white man. I said, well, then starve then. Right? If you want to tell me that you don't want to make $120,000 a year with a GED and have good benefits and get a pension because you don't have no other options. You ain't got no business for yourself. You just sitting home on your girl's couch playing PlayStation, getting on her nerve. Right? Getting on her nerve, right? The government said now there ain't nobody collecting anything under 55, especially a grown man with no kids. You getting cut off. And you have an opportunity to become a state CO and make $120,000 a year and get the benefits and the pension, and you tell me you don't want to do that job, then starve. Then starve, lose your girl, and then go home and live in your mama's living room.
Wait, Lynette. So we were at in the city. Ron had a show. Bob Law had a show, and Damon was speaking, and some dude from the audience was like, because it had something to do with police, and he was like, "Quit your job" or something. He said, "Oh, I'm supposed to quit my job." David almost lost it in there. The dude's answer for the police situation was for David to quit his job.
Right. He said all black officers should quit their job. I said, then you really get shot and killed because a few of them is keeping y'all from not getting shot and killed. A few. I'm not saying all of them. Now, some of them.
We do got some black. We got black officers that show up for the white cops. Yeah.
Some black law enforcement out there, and all of them, corrections, sheriffs, courts, is worse than the white man. There's some of them. So let's be clear on that. Let's be real clear on that. Some of them are worse than the white man. So
while we waiting for Nas, I see Brother Darrel Davis.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to do the setup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
share what's going on. Oh, and Nas is in the studio too.
Let's see. Because her device is not connected.
Yeah. So one of the things we're gonna have Brother Darrel talk about while Nas sets himself up is what's going on in Peekskill. And Nas, you got to turn your camera on now. That's all we need you to do. Turn your camera on.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
It's telling me like my phone. I went in my settings. It's telling me that it's not allowing it access.
Oh, she having that camera problem again.
Oh boy.
Well, long as we got your voice, I guess we good.
Well, welcome to the show, Nas Duncan, friend of the show, and Brother Darrel Davis, friend of the show. Both be out there doing that work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start with Nas. I know Nas wanted to talk about her what's going on and give us an update. So, Sister Nas, kick it off. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Miss. I don't know you, but I'll get to meet you soon.
Yes, hi Nas. Very nice to meet you.
How you doing, Darrel? Long time no see.
It's been a while. I'm still swinging.
We got to keep this train rolling.
That's a fact.
Well, I came on here because I've been speaking to my brothers. It's been 9 years now, and I'm still fighting for justice. And it's rough. You got to excuse me because I got something else on the back end. I'm not home. I'm at my son's house in the bedroom. So
no problem. But tell everybody you fight for justice for what?
Fighting for justice for my son's murder.
Right.
It's really been trying. It's been a lot on me, and I've been trying to flood it out with work. But meanwhile, I still be trying to get in touch with people, and I'm starting to hit brick walls. And I feel like, as I told Damon, politics is seeming to be the block here. You know what I mean? I can't go into detail about certain things with the case, but it's like I'll be talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden an election comes and I lose connection when somebody else wins, and I'm being, and I'm really upset with, I'm over Mount Vernon. Like, I'm just beyond them right now. Like, super over them. Been over them since this happened. But at the White Plains level in the DA's office, it's like trying to get through to there. I'm a parent who lost their child. Like, dare you give me the runaround? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one you can give me empty promises or think that you can ignore me and I'm gonna go away. No, we are 9 years strong and I am still coming, and I'm never gonna stop as long as I'm breathing. Because this has affected my life tremendously. I am not the person I used to be. I am not, I'm not living the way I used to be. The thoughts of my son's murder has consumed my life. And I'm not going to stop. I think that, they try to give you the runaround or ignore you until you wear out. I'm not going to wear out until the breath stops, my last one, then I'm done.
Absolutely, my sister. And for those who don't know, Nas, Duncan's son, is one of the many we've covered throughout Black Westchester, many unsolved homicides.
Been there from day one, and I thank you guys.
And there's several unsolved homicides that just I don't know if they're not trying to solve it. I don't know. It's funny because I had people coming up to me in the street telling me who did it. So I don't know why. I'm serious. I'm not playing. I'm like, people that didn't even know me, people that really didn't know me, they just know you Black Westchester, right? Yo, you know who did it, right? Like, I mean, telling me who did it. So I'm like, I don't know why 9 years later the cops couldn't, I don't know if they stalled. I guess, it's not important to them or what the case is, but
I don't think it's so much as not important. I think it's politics. I'm going to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? And like, my son's case was moving. And, I guess because of my political affiliations, it was put on the back burner when Spezio and them was here. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel no remorse. He kicking daisies. Like, what I'm saying? Say hi to my son, bastard, because that's how I feel. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I co-sign on that one.
I'm sorry. But, like, that's what it's been. And then you had Mimi, who I supported. You know what I'm saying? She made me some promises, and I can say, Mimi Roca, she came in and she fulfilled her promises. She wasn't there. Like, these politicians, and people got to understand when you're being used. You know what I'm saying? They will smile with you. They will laugh with you. They will talk with you. And then once they get in that seat, they forget about you. They forget who got them there. But I guess that is politics, But at the end of the day, I'm not stopping. Like, I'm at this point, like, I'm on White Plains back. But I'm not getting any return calls. And you know what I'm saying? I keep calling, and I'm being told this and I'm being told that. And, you on some realness that, you going after my family for somebody else's murder. Like, no, what about my family? You know what I'm saying? You want, are you nuts? Like, do you dare you ask me about something else when my family is here? What about, and you can't give me nothing about my own family? Is this real? I've tried to reach out to Case several times. I even tagged her when, when Mount Vernon was praising themselves, for something, as they always do. I tagged her, just to, like, okay, now that y'all got this, now go solve my son's murder. And I tagged her. I called. You can't get through on the phone. That's like a 0. But I'm not gonna stop. And I'm not gonna stop until I get closure. Because just like I said, I feel like I'm here suffering, and the person that did that to my son is living freely. I believe God do his things in his own time. And just like I said, it do like wear you down because you're grieving, you're depressed, you're stressed. You know, it begins to wear you down. But that's I think that's the ultimate goal. Wear them down. They'll go away eventually. No, I'm not. I'm not. And just like I said, politics turn around, somebody new comes in, and here we go again. Politics should not play a part when it comes to the law. It should not have nothing to do with it when it comes to the law. The law is the law. I don't care who sits in the chair. I don't care who sits behind the desk of a judge. When it comes to that, politics should not be around. Use your politics to get in there and then do what you do. But when it comes into a case, like, I'm a human being. My son was a human being. My son was loved, and he's dearly missed to this day. In July will be 10 years. His daughter's 13 years old.
Wow, 13.
Wow.
13
remember when she was 3.
She was 3.
Yeah.
She was 3, and she looks just like him. Everything about him. And she has questions as she's getting older now. Because even though she was 3, she remembers a lot. That's weird. Like, I can't remember 10 years ago, more or less, when I was 4 or 5. You know, but at the end of the day, I want to put it out there. I'm not stopping. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to call, but I just really feel like to call up to the Westchester County DA's office, like, what do I got to do? The only way I'm going to get you to call me back, I got to go stand in front of the Martin Luther King statue, because I will. Can't wait. What I am is stronger than I was before. I'm much stronger. I'm very weak, but I'm strong in a fighting way. And I'm ready, because I'm just, enough is enough. My son's case should not have taken this long. I should not have had to go through these changes of politics. I shouldn't. And I'm not. But I thank you guys, because Black Westchester, Damon, AJ, Jesse, I can go on and on. Been there from day one, still standing there. Still standing. And that's how you know who's really with you. And I said this at one of the rallies. Who's going to be here when this cloud leaves is what matters. Andre, still standing. To this day, the cloud is gone, and I see all of y'all clear. Everybody else is a fog, because the cloud is gone, and they're going with it. So I super appreciate you guys, and to even put me back on this platform again. I know I have brothers in y'all, genuine brothers in you guys. Y'all don't let me get by, but without calling me. What's up, sis? You good? Me and Damon always on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't let time go by and not, you know what I'm saying? Call and say, sis, how you doing? And Damon, I called him a couple of times breaking down. Mm-hmm. And I know that, it's hard sometimes, like, because it's like, what could he really do but listen? But sometimes that's all you need is somebody to do is listen. He'll say something funny that kind of shift me. I'll be crying, and then we laughing like 10 minutes later. But that's therapy.
Right.
That's all a part of therapy.
Right.
Where I could take you from a somber mood and end with a laugh. So by the time I get off the phone with him, I'm not crying anymore. Now I'll probably get off the phone with Eamon, I'm probably mad about some different shit. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I'm hoping that somebody hears this podcast can give me some advice. And you know what's funny, Damon? I was going through something in my phone, and an article came up. Yesterday I was going through my phone, and the article came up where you were saying, like, I can't remember the quote of the title of the article, but in reference to my case being tampered with or something similar to that. But when I tried to open up the article, Black Westchester, it wouldn't take me there. But I'll talk to you about that.
Probably an old article. Yeah, it's probably one of the old articles.
Yeah, we had a massive a bunch of bots hit us. We were infected, and we had to redo the site. And some of the older posts, when you load them back up, some of them didn't load back up. So
but that's okay, because I remember that same article that you guys had. So did the Journal. I remember it being there, because I remember something was exposed. But I'm gonna talk to y'all again about that, because I'm waking everything up. I'm sorry.
And you'll find clips on our YouTube channel from like anywhere you spoke and you know, any of the shows you were on that stayed on YouTube. So that'll be easy to find, even if the articles are not there.
Yeah, and I want to, get Jesse on here too, because Jess has been, a major player, been there from the time he walked up to one of my rallies. He been there, he's out of town. He on his way back, but we both gonna come on here and speak about not only this, but issues that's going on here at Mount Vernon.
No doubt. Well, you always got a open door here, sis. I ain't even got to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? My phone, is just always on. So, holler anytime,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, whatever we could do. And, you just got to keep on fighting. And we will see, man. We just got to, I really... when it comes to our justice system, with Black people, I really truly think that sooner or later, if we don't get the services what we need, we just don't vote. See, that's what your vote is supposed to be for. Don't let people trick you into saying, well, you gotta vote for this person. Or if you don't vote, you're gonna let the other side win. That's exactly what I'm doing. Because maybe next time y'all will understand to address the issues in my community, so I will vote for you. That's what your vote is, a tool to get respect for the interests in your community. It's not a tool for the Democratic Party or a tool for the Republican Party or the Conservative Party or the Working Families Party. It's not a tool. It's a tool for your interests. So if your interest is not being taken care of, don't vote. I said it, and I'm blowing it up and saying it again so people can see my face in full screen. But we have to start utilizing that. All other ethnic groups do. They even switch parties if they have to.
That's true.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too right now.
But I think also, Nas, I think you might have to, re-advise, the mothers that lost children to gun violence and get them back, because you have a powerful message. You had a powerful message before your son was killed, because you was fighting for mothers, before your son was killed. So, I think time for you to put energy back in that and gather the mothers, because it's not just a black or white thing, a black thing. It's a white thing too.
Mm-hmm.
And from since this happened, I'm noticing it's a national thing.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I told you. You gotta get back on the hump.
Scrolling,
you gotta get back on the hump.
And seeing more and more mothers go through this. But what baffles me is that I'm looking at cases and these kind of stories that's just like mine all over the nation. But then I'm also seeing them in court. They caught their people. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't gotta be that you gotta have a CI come in and give you. No, it don't. Do your police work. That's police work. Years ago, we didn't even have no technology, and they was getting shit done because they came in to do their jobs. They didn't come in and sit behind a desk and say, "Oh, I'm a cop." No. They did real police work. Mount Vernon, real police work ain't happening unless they in front of the camera and getting a photo op out of it. I'm here to say it. And then you want to talk about, oh, we solved this. Y'all solved some open and shut shit. That's what you solved. Now get your feet dirty and go out there and do some footwork. That's like, you did this generation, like they want everything like right here. It's right here in your hand. If I give it all to you, what you need me for? No, get your feet dirty. Get out there and do some real police work. Because just like I said, I'm watching this shit and it hurts me to watch. Sometimes I have to pull back from it because it kind of really gets to me. Mentally, I can't watch it, but then I watch it because I know that person's pain that I watch. I've even gotten in comments with some of them. I understand your pain, sis. I understand. But to watch it and watch it and watch it, but then when I'm watching and I start following these stories, regardless how long it took, I'm seeing that person now on the news in that particular state getting to say their words before that person gets to go away. And I look at that and say, when is my day, God? I'm questioning him now. When is my day? Give me my day that I can stand in front of this person and let them know the piece of shit that they are and what they put me through for the past 9 years. Let their mother, their family understand what they put me through. But at this point, it's the justice system. It's the justice system. But I'm not going to stop. So whoever it is, if they listening, family member listening, cousin listening, I'm not stopping. I'm coming. Mm-hmm. And this kind of stuff drives me. It drives me. One thing I can say, back when I was in college, I took a public speaking class. And the professor told me when he gave me something scripted, I fumbled here and there. But when I talked about something I was passionate about, he said, you did perfect. I'm passionate about this. And I'm going to seek help from anywhere that I can seek it from. And whether it's election time or not. And just like I'm going to say it again, if anybody on here, Susan Case, I've been trying to reach out to you. I just want to sit down. Let's talk. Stroke my ego. Talk to me. Let me talk back to you. Hear me. That's it. As I said, I'm dealing with a whole bunch of other issues. I want to tap down, like kind of pivot a little bit. I'm not home because where I live, I have no heat. And we're going back to, I haven't had heat since Tuesday, but I live in that same building that I moved in under false pretenses, under false advertisements, which ties back into these pilots that everybody's going around here building and getting. Everybody getting their money, and you can't tell me they ain't. I don't care whether it's city council members, mayors, cousins, whoever. Somebody's getting paid. These people are building these places, telling you it's one thing, and when you move in, it's something totally different, and you're stuck, or you just get out. I'm trying to get out. But we don't need no more pilots here. Because now these people, them developers get their money, they gone. Your hand is greased. Everybody's hand is greased. Now these managers come in here. They put people in these buildings, charging them an arm and a friggin' leg. And then you have water problems. You have heat problems. You have homeless people coming in here, sleeping in here problems. But meanwhile, they're making millions. But I want to say this to anybody who's listening in Mount Vernon right now or anywhere else that deals with the Mount Vernon administration, Mount Vernon IDA, Mount Vernon City Council. We need no more pilots. And if you are going to give these people these pilots, make sure your Mount Vernon residents are taken care of. Because we're not. We're not. I'm paying an arm and a leg, and you know what I'm saying? I have to go to my son's house because there's no heat. I'm paying an arm and a leg, or I got to go to my son's house because there ain't no water for days. You call the building department, nil. So I just want to put that out there. We don't need no more pilots. We don't. We paying our money. We deserve to have a decent place to live.
Absolutely.
I came from Bronx River Road, where I paid less. It said that train tracks is two different places. They over there walking, they jogging, they running. You know what I'm saying? Over here, it's totally different. Totally different. Because the police are not policing. Things are not happening. But they gotta do better and stop like swindling, because I feel like I was swindled. When I say I moved in here, the ad said it's going to be this, the ad said it's going to be that. I did a whole walkthrough before I moved in. And here's the weird thing. They showed me the gym. It was state-of-the-art everything in there. By the time I moved in and 2 or 3 months later, they took it all out. All the good stuff.
Wow.
What the hell? Where's the roller? Where's this? Why y'all take it all out?
What they call that, the bait and switch? Yeah.
It was a super bait and switch.
Exactly. That's crazy.
It's super bait and switch. You know what I'm saying? And then, like right now, and it's weird because I don't know too much about that part when once they build the building and the management stuff start. But I do know that like this building was managed by Cornell Pace. Several months ago, it was taken over by McQuestion Parkway LLC. Listen to the name. McQuestion Parkway Takeover. Do they know something we don't know, that they taking over McQuestion Parkway? They put it in their name. This is a joke. They're telling you they're getting ready to take it. What the hell is wrong with Mount Vernon? They named their LLC McQuestion Parkway Takeover LLC.
We know who it is. We did a whole
exactly.
We did a whole series on
exactly. So now McQuestion Parkway Takeover LLC, I'm here to let everybody know y'all are almost one step away from slumlords. And I don't know where everybody in this building come from. Maybe they ain't used to living clean and good and having good hot water and heat. But I am. And I pay cash. All of it. All of it. And you know what I'm saying? And they did a bait and switch, because everything, I was in the elevator with somebody. They was like, yo, we got catfished. Because this building is nothing like what it says online.
He was telling me one night, you was talking to me on the phone from your car to the elevator because you was scared to walk through the parking lot.
Yeah, like no, I got some stuff on it. Try me if you wanna. Try me if you wanna. They can. You know what I'm saying? Mount Vernon, we will have an issue because I'm gonna protect myself, regardless what they're moving in here. You know, but now that McQuestion took over, I can clearly say Cornell Pace was a little bit better. They answered us. The hallways was clean. My hallway haven't been cleaned in 2 weeks. Mount Vernon News Center came over because the garbage in the garbage room was to the ceiling. I wasn't home. He had to tell me the stench of the garage. I wasn't there. I'm in a group chat with tenants. Like, we're done. And then, and then when you go to them, it's like, oh, I'm trying. They keep giving you stories or whatever. But at the end of the day, I was reading that there was blood splatter in the building and this and that and the other. Nobody's cleaning it up. But they say they're calling and they're not getting anything. And then we get here like, where's the cleaners? Y'all took over. Before I left, I talked to the guy about my heat. And he stated somebody got to come, but you can really see he really didn't care.
Right.
Now I gotta go home tonight because I gotta go back to work. I gotta boil. I don't do the boiling water and ovens and shit. I don't do that.
Right.
And I feel like you've taken me back to when I first got my apartments out my mom's house.
Right.
I elevated out of that a long time ago.
Wow.
But these buildings that's all coming up, and they're still dividing the city because I doubt the buildings on the north side of McQuestion Parkway are having these issues. I doubt it. We've had brown water, no water for days. All kind of different issues. Leaky windows. This building, the facade looks nice. Oh, that's a nice building. It looks really nice. Yeah, look. Keyword. But this is all a part of these piles. We got a building coming up on the corner. We got a building coming up behind us. Buildings. But just trust me, anything they building on the south side is bull.
Hey, Nas, we're going to have to make the building another show. We got to talk about that another show because we got to get Darrel on to talk about this case in Peekskill. But we got to have you back on because we really need to talk about the homicides and how it affects.
Jesse come back on. We definitely going to schedule again where we both can be here.
Right, and really talk about how it affects families, so people can really understand, the mental and the spiritual toll that goes on. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely, and it mental and spiritually, it takes a toll.
Yes. So we're gonna schedule y'all guys to come back on. I mean, you can stay on, but we're gonna get to Darrel to talk about this case in Peekskill. We got Darrel Davis, longtime activist in Peekskill, and he's here to talk about a recent police brutality case of a young man, and I wasn't able to download the video. I wanted to download some of the video, but for everybody, this is before the young man, and this is after in dealing with the police encounter. And Darrel, just start with the story.
We've been covering it. People can. Well, I just want to say people can go to Black Westchester and see the stories. And the most recent thing, and I want Darrel to go start from there. Tell us what happened, but start from there. Is the DA just came back and said that I guess there was nothing to press charges on it. They're not prosecuting. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's good to be here. Starting with the decision not to press charges against these police officers was not a surprise to any of us who've been doing this for any amount of time. This young man was assaulted on December 3rd by a group of Peekskill police. He's known in the city. He has emotional challenges, which everyone knows. He's unhoused. Everyone in the town knows him. He has no history of violence. He's a sweetheart. I would see him in Dunkin' Donuts, and yo, bro, you want coffee or something? And we would just talk life, sports, or whatever. So I got this video sent to me of him being beaten. I didn't know who it was, and things have been so bad in Peekskill the past few years that I've been sending videos and photos to the New York State Attorney General, Letitia James, and that's just a waste of time. I mean,
Exactly.
I've sent some very brutal, ugly videos, just a waste of time. Sad to say. So what I did instead was I posted it on my Facebook blog, Darrel Davis in the Streets. And the only thing I said was just another day in the life of Peekskill police. And the video just took off. The following morning, I sent that video to 3 members of the Peekskill City Council. And I said, just so you can't say you don't know. Hour later, council people got in touch with me. Hey, this case is being sent to the DA. The officer's been put on administrative leave, all of that. So that really is kind of progress in a sense. But the district attorney, once they found out there was a video, announced that they're going to be bringing charges against DeMar Fields, the young man that was brutalized. Now, the person who actually took that video told me the reason he started filming was because the police ran up on DeMar, tased him twice, and kicked him while he was on the ground before that video started. So in all, he was tased 4 or 5 times. He was kicked in the head several times. The photo that you guys see is about a week old. The day after was much uglier. I struggled with even posting that photo. I talked it over with his mom, and we decided to let the public see the damage that was done. So the only thing DeMar was charged with at that time, instead of being treated as someone having a mental crisis, he was pounced on and mercilessly tased and beaten. The only thing he was charged with was obstruction of governmental administration. That was it.
That's the usual police brutality charge.
There you go.
That's the usual charge you get when they beat you up.
Right. So once the DA found out there was a video, we hear that we're going to further investigate, and DeMar will be charged. So here we go, the games, criminalize the victim. And the district attorney did not call me until 2 weeks after this started. Now, I'm the spokesperson for the family. I posted the video. What kind of investigation are you really doing if you're not talking to us?
Right.
So when they did call, the investigator called me, Mr. Davis, I'm investigator so-and-so from the district attorney. I'd like to talk to you about what happened. And I said, well, there's really nothing for me to say. All the information you need is on the police body cam. You don't need anything from me. As far as I'm concerned, I don't trust your boss. You have a video police committing a crime. So what are you really investigating? A way to let this cop off? So, that was my position. The investigator called me back and said, listen, just hear us out. So, I did meet with the investigator and a couple other people from the DA's office. Same thing. No offense, but I don't trust your boss. We'll see what happens Thursday, because they said, Thursday he was going to be charged. And Thursday he was charged and the police were, exonerated. So he was charged with lewdness, which he did have his pants down to his knees when they responded. But the PBA put out a statement saying he was flashing children and all of this stuff that just did not happen. And, I knew what had happened, And so people were saying, oh, this is going to look bad. I said, no, it's not. Because a person with mental health crisis, I don't care if he's standing on his head, he's still treated as someone with emotional issues, and he should have been spoken to, reasoned with. A crisis team should have responded. It is not uncommon for the police to respond to someone with their clothes on or off in a mental crisis. So they mishandled that. And then the amount of force they used, you can clearly see them being kicked in the head, punched repeatedly, tased. You can hear the cops talking to each other, tase them again. It was ugly. And so we started launching protests and broadened our movement. You know, we've gotten phone calls from people way beyond Westchester County. We have attorneys calling us. We have other organizations, you know, so we moving forward. We're not accepting the district attorney's BS. I wrote a letter to the Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct, which they probably think we don't know about. And when you bring charges 2 weeks later after you find out there's a video of the cops beating someone up, that's retaliation. It's unethical. It was charges were delayed and concocted. He was also charged with 7th degree criminal possession of a controlled substance. I never even heard of that. So I looked it up, and it turned out that they claimed he had a pipe with residual. So he wasn't even charged with having drugs. He was charged with residual. So this is like scraping the bottom of the barrel to try to get something on this guy. It was disgraceful. The video that the district attorney released was unnecessarily provocative because they show him standing there and they got him like sort of blacked out. So you can't tell whether he's got his underwear on or anything, but it was unnecessarily provocative because, again, even Cacase's findings were that the police need more training, that this should have been treated with, you know, for mental health and de-escalation, which never happened.
I have two questions. One for Darrel, just before we go any further. The park was empty. He didn't run up. It wasn't like a family reunion was going on in the park, and there was nobody in the park, right? That was one thing.
Well, first of all, that park is about where he was at. That park is about a mile long along the river. Mm-hmm. He was over under the gazebo, which is close to the water. Okay. There are benches and a children's park all the way on the other side. So he was by himself. There were no kids out there, or he would have been charged because they were trying to charge him with spitting on the sidewalk, anything. They would charge him with endangering, you know, a minor or a child, which they couldn't. So no, he has no history of being a flasher or anything like that.
I asked those questions because of all the comments that I've seen on the Peekskill Facebook pages. But Damon, I have the equipment for Damon. Being in law enforcement, so what I see is he is laying on his back, and the officer is saying turn over, and then keeps tasing him because he won't turn over. And I wanted you to address that, like in policies and procedures. Like, what part of the game is that? Like, he's laying on his back defenseless. He's not fighting or nothing. He's and that's what I heard the dude say, turn over, tase him again. Turn over, tase him again. And I'm like, wait, what the hell? What part of the game is that?
You can't tase a person to turn on his back. Because once you tase him, his body is going to shake from the taser like that. Like I've straight music. I've seen cops do the most dumbest things with tasers. You know, now you're supposed to be trained. You know how the body reflects, how the body reacts when you get tased. You turn on your back. No, you tase them. Do you turn? From the little bit of the thing I saw, it was at least 4 cops, right? At least 4.
Yeah, and more.
Then turn them over.
Yeah,
turn them over and put
originally the others joined in afterwards, right?
How many was it? Well, when the part I looked at, I saw like 4.
Yeah, the other one came in. Yeah,
the whole gang just rolled up on me.
Even if it was 2, Hell, even if it was one.
Well, the thing is, the tasing, as you said, Damon, when you're tased, your body tenses up. It activates fight or flight. People have panic attacks. Anybody, when someone is sitting on you, punching you, and tasing you, it's very easy to have panic attacks. And he probably had a concussion because he doesn't remember much of it. He was kicked in his head. And so at no time did they stand up and get off of him and give him an opportunity for his head to clear and to turn over on his back. That's what he needed.
First of all, if you kick the man in the head, y'all better hope I'm never police commissioner because you be fired.
Exactly. And that's exactly, listen, I've had cops text me, stop me in the streets. Mr. Davis, you don't know me, I'm Officer so-and-so, but just wanted to tell you that cop should have been arrested.
First of all, if there's, I didn't see the video, right? I'm tired of watching videos like that. I just can't do it no more. I've been watching videos of police officers brutalize black people for over 30 years, and I just don't watch them anymore. But the sad thing about it, if you kick somebody in the head, you should lose your goddamn job.
That's a fact.
You should lose your job. And this political bullshit to recommend more training, clearly these officers are not trained. So that's like an oxymoron. How do you recommend more training and you don't hold them accountable for not being properly trained?
Yeah,
it really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And I think black people better get it together when it comes to law enforcement. Look, full disclosure, I've met with DA Case, and I told her, if I disagree, I'm going to disagree with you. And with this, I really disagree. Officers, and what happened? The Westchester County put together it's called Project Alliance, where these municipalities, and I'm not sure if Peekskill's in it, and I will check, because police officers are not trained to deal with the mentally ill, and that has been a problem. And for the DA's office or any higher level of law enforcement accountability to not recommend this. This is that they need to be yearly trained in mental health crisis de-escalation. The only law enforcement agency in Westchester County that are yearly trained is Department of Corrections. They're the only one that law enforcement department.
Well, Peekskill has been hiring cops from Poughkeepsie and Newburgh who have gotten in trouble there. So they've just been
too.
Huh?
That's a problem too.
Yeah, that's a big problem. They're not tied to the community in any way. They get in trouble, they move around, and they've been welcomed into Peekskill. Some of these cops are defended. They're on this witness stand now in other cases for their behavior. And as I said earlier, I've been sending complaints to the Attorney General. I mean, literally photos, videos of people with their hands up being tased and punched in the face. A woman who a routine traffic stop just asked for a female officer. She ended up getting arrested and brutalized. And I sent photos of that video and her bruises all over her arms and shoulders, and no response at all from Letitia James. So we're taking things in our own hands. We had a good protest at the Peekskill Riverfront Park, literally a week after this thing, a week and a half after this thing happened. And then we had a pop-up protest in front of Peekskill City Council meeting. Peekskill Police Department. So we are a full-fledged movement. We have Case in our sights. Another example of what the Democrats will do to you because they know you're going to vote for them anyway because the other side is worse. But a lot of people are breaking away from that self-defeating philosophy. We will primary her, but we are not supporting her. And her other problem is that this Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct, this thing has teeth. They can look at the video, they can subpoena records, witnesses, and everything. And so I've been in touch with them. I formally filed charges. I've spoken to other elected officials around the county who are telling me that they're also going to make public statements or a letter or something. Haven't heard anything from Westchester's first Black county executive. Haven't heard anything from Peekskill Mayor Vivian McKenzie. 2 African Americans. This Black man was stomped out in your front yard and you're silent on it. But you got a lot to say about Israel, don't you?
Well, someone said in the comments that that Peekskill is part of Project Alliance.
Yeah,
So
Leah said that she's part of Westchester Coalition of Police Reform.
All right. So Peekskill is part of it, and they were supposed to contact the response team.
Yeah, Peekskill has no procedures in place at all. These cops up there running rogue. They're running wild. I mean, keep in mind, this cop beat the crap out of this dude in broad daylight, turned over on your effing face, kicking, punching, because he had nothing to fear.
So let me ask you a question. What has the police department done?
Right now, that one police officer, the first one on the scene, he's out on administrative leave, paid vacation. The district attorney kicked the case back to the chief of police, who says now he is investigating, investigating. Now, that said, what I don't like is the fact that the chief has reached out to try to speak directly to the police beating victim. Why do you need to talk to this man? This man has an attorney. We are going to sue the city. Nobody in their right mind will let a potential plaintiff.
The young man and his lawyer and you should go and talk to the police.
No. He hasn't invited the lawyer. We're not at that stage.
That's the only way he can meet with him.
Right, and I told him that. I said the only person he's speaking to right now is his attorney. If there's anything else I can do for you, you let me know. Who in their right mind that gets beaten like that is going to go have a meeting with the chief of police? What do they have to talk about? Everything you need is on the police video.
Absolutely. I have the same question I had for Rochelle after Darrel Davis. So now that we know that Peekskill did opt into the Project Alliance situation, what is the policies and procedures with the 911 and the police department when there is a call that comes in 911 or whatever, which is what the police respond to, and they find out that it's somebody with mental health issues? That's when they're supposed to call the Project Alliance people and have them come in. And so what is the policy in Peekskill? Like, I'm still trying to figure out what the policy is in Rochelle after Darrel Davis. We still have not got the answer, because that in that situation, the guy who called, the store owner, said, I think he has some mental issues. At that point, the 911 operator should have been calling Project Alliance as long as dispatching the police. I want to know with Peekskill. That's going to be a question I'm going to ask. What is the policy and procedure? I want to hear from the council and the police when they get a call and it's somebody with mental. When you get there and you arrive, the cops arrive first. You know what I'm saying? And it's obviously this is a person with mental issue, and you've opted into Project Alliance. When is the process of you calling them? What is supposed to be the process and the policy with that? And if there isn't one, y'all need to be talking about creating one, because so it's very clear. So there's no guessing here.
Yeah, Peekskill doesn't follow too many laws. I mean, Sister Nas was talking about the housing connection. It's the same thing in Peekskill. What she was talking about was they present these housing programs as X% affordable. Then the contractor, who donates very heavily to the county exec and the mayor, gets their profit is guaranteed through tax breaks and funding, and the county kicks in money, but the projects are not really affordable. It is a bait and switch. But so They don't follow the rules. They do things in secret. And the same thing with the police. We were supposed to have a survey done, which was never done, partly mandated by the state, partly out of the Black Lives Matter protests. They've never done it. They have not asked the citizens yet, what do you think about your police? Because they know what the answer is. And so when you go to Peekskill City Council meetings, the very last time I went to a city council meeting, I got to the podium, I tried to speak, and Peekskill Mayor Vivian McKenzie said, you can't talk about that because it's not on the agenda. And she called the police on me. So they discourage public participation. I personally have been arrested several times because I didn't talk about what they put on the agenda, and they never put our issues on the agenda.
I do know, and I can speak to, you have a history at council meetings with them for well over the decade that I've known you.
And everything.
So here's the problem that we have, right? And it has to be, it's going to have to be done state legislation. See, the biggest problem is that there is no real oversight body over the municipalities with law enforcement. And you would think it would be the DA, but the DA really has no power, right? If the municipalities is not taking in themselves to do the proper legislation and hold their police departments accountable to policies and training. We already know, those of us that have been in this fight, that we can't rely on Tish James to do any damn thing when it comes to Black communities and oversight with the police, right? So, it's going to be a continued fight, because of the fact that the county really doesn't have the power to make the police departments do anything.
Yeah, let me speak to that point. First of all, peace, Brother Chamberlain. Good to see you on the post. To your point, you're absolutely right, brother. They knew this young man. They know him by name. They call him by his name on the video, and yet still treated him like a criminal instead of a young man in crisis.
And that's why they should be fired.
Exactly. So the district attorney's conflicted. They rely on PBA endorsements. They're not gonna do anything with anything substantial to these police officers unless they are politically forced. So that said, a lot of us have been pushing for a special prosecutor. They have one when the police kill, but we need a special prosecutor for cases like this where you get beaten nearly to death. I saw somebody else comment earlier that this man could have died because you're not supposed to tase anybody more than a couple of times unless you have no choice at all. Right. They had plenty of options. So a special prosecutor, this is something we're talking about. We have a committee. My group, Committee for Justice, is on the front line of this family's case. But we set up a support committee called the DeMar Fields Support Committee. And we have a broader agenda to bring these cases, to light, to expose them, and to force some kind of mechanism to be activated so that we can get some semblance of justice. And for some of us, that looks like a special prosecutor. The district attorneys are not going to do this job.
Well, listen, I tell Black people, the district attorney is the most important elected official you could vote or not vote for.
As far as criminal justice is concerned, absolutely.
So if we're not being active, we're not being active in that, and everybody has a test. This is Cacase's test. Everybody gets a test. Everybody's going to get a test where they're at. But at the end of the day, Black people are going to have to take their community in charge when it comes to policing. I don't understand why we are not out here enough addressing the issue of policing in our communities.
Well, one of the problems that we have with district attorneys, and I know you guys noticed this, and I talked about this on my podcast recently, that you ever notice that when the Democrats or Republicans, when they're running for mayor and city council, and they say, you know, vote for me and vote blue, just vote all the way across. Well, you know who else is on that line? The district attorney who ain't knocking on your door in Westchester, because they down in Bronxville and Scarsdale telling them how they're going to protect them. We got to realize that district attorneys have to get elected also. And Case right now, as far as I'm concerned, she set back Black progress 50 years in Westchester by watching this young man get the crap beat out of him and then criminalize him. What kind of signal is she sending?
Yeah, I don't understand why they even press charges on this young man. They should just drop the charges.
Right.
If you're gonna refer everything back to the police department, you should have referred those charges back to the police department, because of the fact that they had the opportunity to call a crisis response team. Now, this is another question. Did they respond to a 911 call?
We don't know. The video that I posted, the gentleman who videotaped it, and by the way, the district attorney wanted me to give that witness up, which I would not, because as I said, you have everything you need on the police body cam. So he told me he don't know, he's not sure there was a 911 call because he saw the cops come into the park and they didn't initially go near him. So at some point they saw him and then rolled up on him. So we don't know if there was a 911 call or not.
But see, that's something you need to find out, because if they were part of Project Alliance and they got a 911 call of a man out here acting real strange, they were supposed to call the response team.
Right. Well, his attorney is going to get all of that during discovery, and the Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct will also be able to subpoena everything: 911, the body cam, the reports. Why it took the district attorney 2 weeks to come up with these flimsy charges, why we sat in court day after day when they said he was being charged today, and the court was saying, we don't have the paperwork. The paperwork's incomplete. So there was a whole lot of funny business going on here.
You know, and I wish them luck, because as far as I know, as of my last conversation with Darrel Garrett's father, they still waiting on the 911 tapes. They still didn't get the 911 tapes from that situation. And with how Kenny Chamberlain said the problem with Project Alliance is the police have to contact them. The average person, citizen cannot. And again, I just wanted to reiterate, and these are the questions I'm asking. So you as a city, you opted in to Project Alliance. So what is the policy when you, again, most of the time these people are known, you know, to the police. So once you realize it was him or you got a call about him, what is the procedure, or is there a procedure and policy for contacting Project Alliance at that point? And if not, that's what the people of Peekskill should be demanding, like of some kind of policy or procedure in place. So again, it's not you do this one time and you do this time. This is when you have a situation like this. This is what you do. They're the first people you contact. Then the police. You understand, like that. I'm still trying to look for those answers from Rochelle too. So.
Yeah, well, we have, as I said, we have a DeMar Fields support committee. There are members on that committee that are very active, doing exactly what you're talking about, forcing the city, forcing the police to put policies in place to deal with someone in crisis, and to do a survey so that they can hear directly from the people what we think about what's going on in Peekskill.
Someone asked, does Mount Vernon have a Project Alliance? Project Alliance is the county. And the municipalities have to opt in to get the services of Project Alliance. So we're told that Peekskill does, and like New Rochelle did. I don't know if Mount Vernon is one of the cities that opt in. I have to find that out. That's a good question.
Well, not even opt in. They have yet. as far as my knowledge, and anybody that correct me, any police department in Westchester County that are actually yearly trained in dealing with de-escalation of the mentally ill.
They're not.
You do not have to beat a man like that to make him comply.
Yeah,
I did it for 33 years. I didn't have to do that to make him comply.
And you don't need a special county or state agency. That's a normal everyday police procedure.
But they're not trained. They're not trained.
Mental health issues.
Yeah, they're not trained to deal with the mental health. That's the problem.
Well, a lot of them are dealing with mental health.
Well, Mount Vernon has an iffy. But it has an iffy. The lieutenant in charge is not there no more. So I don't even think they have that wellness unit anymore.
Lanez, repeat what you said.
I said a lot of them are dealing with mental health.
The officers themselves. The
officers, period. Let's say he got a call. Let's say they got a call, right? Off the rip, when you get a 911 response call, you are already in fight or flight before you even get there, right? What if you had a bad day, and it's a 12-year-old kid, and they got a fake gun, and you think it's a real one, but you're already in fight or flight? You gonna shoot that baby?
Well, they shot the mentally ill dude. State troopers. He had a BB gun. They shot him with an M14.
Because most police officers use some type of medication or tool to manage stress, to manage their sleep, to manage their mental illness. So how are you not getting trained to deal with these situations, to deal with resources before violence, to deal with resources before let me grab you up and we'll find out if you're guilty later?
No, you know what the training. You know what the training is? I'm old school. You know what the training is?
What?
You get fired. See, when you start firing them, the rest of them will act accordingly. That's the training. That's the training. Because see, when you see other officers doing dumb shit and then they can't pay their bills and you got to start a GoFundMe for them and then they get divorced because they wife them, left them because they did dumb shit on the job and not following training, all in their emotions, then the other officers will follow suit. That is the training. You get fired. It's simple as that.
Well, who has that time? Because that takes time. Training and having policies.
No. It doesn't take. Trust me. It don't take time to get fired. It takes a signature.
No. It takes time for the fire to trigger back to the staff realizing that.
No, it don't. Trust me.
I need to do.
No, it don't.
Once they see one of their own.
Trust me. I've been in law enforcement long enough. Once you see one.
You see him
you start thinking about you start thinking. And see, the stupid ones will still try the system. The smart ones will fall back.
The problem is they ain't seen no cops being perk walk. They ain't seen no cops being fired.
That's the problem. When is the last time you seen a cop been perk walk in Westchester County?
In the United States.
Well, interesting. Peekskill had a few in the past year for pedophilia and.
I'm not talking about that. I ain't talking about pedophilia and all that. I'm talking about for them violating.
I know, but I just had to get that in. Like,
Well, we know we got that. Maybe that's why they got all this extra aggression. Because they running around in the closet.
There's a lot of dirty cops in that department, and I've been trying to get it investigated, for years. And I think we're close now.
Well, listen, man, we have to. I think the public should be really, really, really concerned about their police departments. Public safety. I don't know why they think public safety is not important to Black people. I really don't understand why they think that Black people don't want good policing. We let some of these protest profiteers out here dehumanize police. you know, and instead of saying, yo, we just want good policing like everybody else want good policing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a bad cop, we don't want you in our neighborhood. And it should be laws that they just can't be. These conversations have for 3 decades. How are people transferring from police department to police department, and they're still looking at lawsuits from the last police department on doing all type of stuff, and then the other police department hire them, and then when you have a good cop who tries to expose the stuff, he's demonized.
Cops is being transferred like Catholic priests.
Exactly. Basically. It's insane, bro. Like, politicians, we have to do better. We really have to do better. We shouldn't be having this conversation every 2 years in a different police department. There's not one major city that's immune to this.
But one of the problems that I see is that, some people in the Black community took some hits from the anti-ICE movement. Oh, it's not Black people aren't out here fighting.
Oh, we lost him.
He said the word ice. He said the word ice. They removed him.
Yeah.
He said the magic word. Yo, y'all can continue on. I'm still on my extended vacation and my last night, and I'm about to get off of here and go spend time with my family before I leave in the morning. So,
all right, I'm waiting to see if Darrel come back in.
Yes. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Deuces.
Now he's at
well, we waiting for Darrel Davis to come back in.
Mm-hmm.
I just text him, but we have to do better. Like we really have to do better. I think. All right, here you come. There you go. So while we waiting on Darrel, since we talking about police, January 28th, definitely people come out. We're going to support, I think he's still watching, Officer Derek Williams at Mount Vernon City Hall. Officer Derek Williams.
Damon, y'all still here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going nowhere. We still talking.
We still here.
We're going to support Officer Derek Williams.
I can't hear y'all.
Oh, you got to check your phone. Oh, here go Darrel. Let me bring him in.
Hear you now.
It's no sound.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Now I got to switch everybody around. Let me see.
Well, we can hear you, Naz.
Hold on, D. All right. I got to switch everybody around now. Naz, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
D, you can hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you guys.
I can hear
There's
you.
no sound.
All right, we got everybody on. All right, go ahead, Darrel, before you got cut off, brother.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that.
I can't hear no sound.
Hello.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm gonna log off anyway. I'm late on another Zoom, but we've turned this into a movement that we're trying to broaden countywide and beyond. We're talking about a special prosecutor for police abuse. In the immediate, we're demanding the charges be dropped against this brutality victim, DeMar Fields, and we're demanding that punitive and criminal actions be taken against these Peekskill police officers. And we're not going to stop. We're going to protest. We're going to register people to vote. We're going to primary case if we have to, but we're not accepting this behavior in our community anymore.
I agree with you 100%. It's nothing personal, but I really think over the years we have been dealing with this police issue, and it's nothing about hating on police. It's just about accountability. Law enforcement. I said it when I was working. We are the trained professionals. We're trained. Like the taxpayers pay the money for us to be trained. And for us to go out there and do that, it doesn't take all that to put cuffs on a man and put him in a car.
Or call a crisis.
I did it without tasers. In a dorm by myself with 60 inmates by myself. So I know you don't have to do all that when you got all those officers.
Right.
See, and this is why, and this is why I really, the recommendations that we had from the Westchester County Reimagining Policing, one of the recommendations which they haven't acted on, and which I will ask the county exec, is have police officers in the academy do 2 weeks in the jail. Learn how to communicate when you ain't got the gun and the taser and the stick and all that stuff. You in there by yourself. It's just you and your mouth and your brain and your feet and your hands.
And respect.
Well,
you're going to get respect.
Well, Damon, I work in a hybrid space of corrections, and it's still being created. And I'm in a psych ward, a maximum security psych ward, and it's still being created. And we dealing with crisis every single day. You see these kids come in from substances. You see these kids come in and their minds are just lost. And they sick. And they can't help it. And they can't face jail. And it's being created as we speak. I ask all the time, okay, if we do this here, there's only 2 facilities like mine in New York State. One is in Middletown and one is in Randall's Island. Each one of us run differently. So when they up top, they get different kind of treatment than they do down here. And they probably get better treatment down here because more of the staff look like us.
Right.
But it should be one process, one procedure. It should be if they want to call it a hybrid space, okay, pull up some hybrid procedures so we can actually get these people the treatment they need instead of inviting them to the cycle. Inviting them, say, it's okay, you're going to do that, you're going to be right back, we're going to deal with you, and you're going to go right back out, and you're going to come right back. How is that helping? How is that helping the individual?
Well, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But we trying to keep them alive at the contact of law enforcement. Before they even.
It's resources, because if police say, okay, I could do this and I can do that, I can arrest, right? And I could take them in. I could take them away from the situation. And if they not complying, and if they too violent, or I feel like my life is in danger for whatever reason, I'm responding to a red house, and my mother used to get beat in the red house. So when I go in the red house, I'm already triggered. So come on. It's a whole bunch of factors. So where are the resources? Where are the resources?
Well, if you're talking about the mental health of the officer itself,
I'm talking about the people they're dealing with.
No, well, there is none. That's it. See, the
That's
system,
my point.
the system is messed up. The system is messed up. But even when you take them in, you should know how to deal with them. And remember, police is the first contact of mental health. When someone has a mental health crisis, The police is the first contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they come in and they end up killing the person that the family called them for help. That's what just happened with the state troopers, and Tish James didn't charge them, and they shot the man. How do you taser someone on the top of the steps? What's going to happen? He's going to fall down the damn steps.
Mm-hmm.
So while he's falling down the steps, you shoot him with an M14. When he hits the ground, you shoot him again. See, this is why they will never have me in those type of situations, because I am on record and on tape at the county jail. If I'm around something stupid, they hear me telling the officer, "What the fuck are you doing?" I saved one officer's job. The captain told me. He said, "You just saved this man's job," because I caught him before he was about to stomp this inmate in the head while he was on the ground. And while he was up, I literally ran and grabbed him. And the captain told me later, you just saved that man's job. Because they were going to see, that's what I'm saying. Corrections a little different. They see the camera, you go on the next day, bro. Fired. Because the captain told me, you saved that man. You saved that man's job. Because he was about to get it if he would have stopped that inmate in the head.
I gotta log off, guys.
All right, brother.
Good night. Happy New Year, and so wonderful.
Happy New Year, brother. Listen, whatever we can do, keep us in the loop. Keep us in the loop. Whatever rally.
So if our listeners want to reach out to you, please.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All righty. Thanks, guys. Let's stay in touch.
All right.
Alrighty. Peace.
So we're about to close out. Nas, you still there?
It was good to see you. Good to see you.
Nas, can you hear us now?
Nas, you still there?
Yeah, I have. Wait, hold on. I gotta listen to y'all on YouTube because I can't hear you on this anymore. The sound went out.
Oh, all right. Well, we're about to close out. We're about to close out anyway. We're about to close out anyway now. So, but it
was good seeing you, and thank you for having me on the show, and it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
All right, Laz.
All right, talk to you guys.
All right. Yeah, we work it out. So just a reminder, January 28th, we standing for Officer Derek Williams. We're demanding justice and protection. The press conference is 6:30 p.m. The city council meeting is 7:30 p.m. If you want to sign up and speak in support of Officer Williams, you could do it in person or on Zoom. 914-665-2300. You have to call to register. We are not going to allow our brother to have his health care cut off while he's on dialysis as a result of him catching COVID during the pandemic, which they have refused to recognize it as a job injury. And we'll be out there, and y'all could go to Black Westchester, get the story on Officer Derek Williams. Yes, we want to have police accountability, but we also want to support the officers that are doing the work that they sworn to do to protect the community. See, we're not all anti-police. We're anti-bad, but we're pro-good because we need law enforcement, especially if we're not taking care of the communities ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we need some of y'all, adults, some of y'all silly adults to have, if your kid ain't doing nothing, have them take the damn police test, the correction test. Instead of out there robbing and stealing. If you want to protect the community, become a cop. Become a sheriff. Become a county police. Don't listen to these Negroes that talking about you want to work for the white man, and they go work for the white man every day.
Yep. At one of these storage places.
Exactly. Exactly. Keith Spade, thank you, brother. Thank you for thank you for following us on YouTube. Thank you. I remember to do this. Prayers to Officer Williams. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need police and healthy ones. Absolutely. See, and it's like sis, we have a conundrum, right? Because people say, well, what if you check the mental health of cops? I said, you won't have no cops because I mean, look, my wife is a detective in Mount Vernon. She ran up on cases where they found babies in the freezer. How did years and years and years and seeing this, and you don't think I asked my son, would he sign up? Absolutely. If you living in New York, we need, see, the problem is we need more Black officers. The civil rights movement and the Black Power movement wasn't just so we could sit next to the white man in a bar, in a restaurant, and eat and have ice cream, had ice cream with them. Right? It was for us. It was for us to take care of our community
and get into these spaces. Absolutely.
And get into these spaces and do something. And do something with it. And the history and New York City, has a great history of Blacks being in law enforcement. And a lot of people don't know is that the majority of Black male cops in the 60s, I'm going to say the 60s, around the 60s. And I was told this by one of my mentors, Bobby Rivers. Majority of Black male cops were in the Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Until Elijah Muhammad gave the decree, it was either the Nation of Islam or the police department. A lot of the brothers stayed in the police department. They stayed in the police department, right? They didn't go. They left the nation.
Weren't the Nation of Islam responsible for a lot of the Black security over the years?
Well, yeah, over the years, as far as the Nation of Islam, but in the police departments, that's why when you see Black law enforcement organizations and they have the little lapel pin, where do you think they get that from? They got it from the Nation of Islam.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So there is a history, of the Nation of Islam in law enforcement. In law enforcement. So, so we have to, I understand. One of my mentors, Roger Abel, he wrote a book called the Black Shields, the Black Shields. It was the history of Blacks in NYPD. And before he died, he was writing the second one of the second generation. And that was like Eric Adams, myself, Charles Billups, the younger brothers at that time that we were out, doing what we had to do. And that's my attitude is different because I came up from brothers from New York City. My mentors was New York City people. It wasn't really Westchester, it was few like on the job, but the activist side, it was from people that from New York City. And plus I was in the Nation, from 1990 to 96. And that's why I have my attitude. But the thing, that's why I get it from. But what I'm saying is this: like we have to value law enforcement in the Black community, like every other ethnic group does. We are taught to hate law enforcement, and in some cases we should be upset and want accountability. But we also understand that part of the civil rights and even the Black Power fight was for us to be in those spaces.
Yeah.
You know, so when these things happen, you know, now these protest profiteers don't want us in these spaces, which is silly. But we should be in there. But the key is when we're in these spaces, we shouldn't just manage the system. We should change the system.
We whitewash ourselves.
Exactly. We should stand 10 toes down. You know, change the system, you know, for freedom, justice, and equality.
As long as you know you're doing the right thing. It's a right or wrong thing. If you know your job, you know the laws, you know what you're doing. I don't care who's telling me I'm wrong. I know I'm doing the right thing.
Exactly. You know, I remember one time I had this guy, he said, "Brother, you Muslim, brother? You shouldn't be a correctional officer." Now he an inmate, right? Right? So I'm looking at him. He's like, "Man, I've been doing Ramadan in jail for 31 years." And I said, "Bro, are you proud of that?" I said, if we was in the Middle East, I would have been the one chopping your hands and your feet off.
Yep.
Like you proud of, like you bragging to me that you've been doing over 30 years in jail. You've been doing Ramadan.
They institutionalized. That's like what's that? Shawshank Redemption?
Redemption.
Yeah. You institutionalized.
So we have to like we shouldn't look down on these jobs. We shouldn't, but we should hold them accountable. See, the problem is we're just not holding them accountable. So hopefully, you know, our culture, what brother said, our culture has been jacked up. Our culture has been jacked up. Young women nowadays shaking my head.
I don't know what you mean about that, sir. I don't know.
Brother Kwame said, "I think I know who that brother is." You know what I'm saying, Kwame? Like, how you bragging? You done Ramadan in jail all these years, man. Come on, man. Like, come on. I was like, I'm looking at the brother. I'm like, are you really proud of that? You know, like, you know, he know his rights in jail. I know my rights. I've been doing Ramadan in jail. You know, I was like, well, brother, you in jail. You should be happy you in jail, because if you're in the Middle East, you wouldn't have no hands or feet.
Yep.
And you might not be here after 31 years of doing Ramadan. They're like, you know what? You ain't learned. You ain't even learned from Allah. We just taking you out.
You just gonna be a spirit.
Exactly.
Still doing Ramadan and you're gonna be a spirit.
Word up. But I mean, we have to promote more. I don't know, man. We need more. Listen, we need more Blacks as investigators in the DA's office. Right? We need, and it's not about DEI. It's not about none of that, right? It's about, you get our votes. We want to see representation.
That's all it's about, representation. Let me see myself there. And the person that sees it, like, I don't care who you aligned with. You look like me. You look like us. Do the job and do the right thing. Do the job and do the right thing.
Exactly.
I don't care what your religion is. I don't care who you want to marry. I don't care about that. just get in there and do the right thing so the community can get better, so we can
Exactly.
unify and uplift each other.
Exactly. Well, we done gave them an extra New Year time.
34 minutes in now.
Exactly. I'm about to get up out of here and check on my wife, see what the hell going on with my wife, and call it a day. But thank you everybody that's watching. We're gonna chop it up. We're definitely gonna we're definitely gonna chop it up. So so y'all could just look on YouTube. We're gonna chop up the subjects. So check us out and go to blackwestchester.com for the latest news. We got the Maduro articles up there. We got different new articles up there to check out. Oh, and tomorrow at 8 p.m. is going to be myself, Charles Billups from the Grand Council of Guardians, and Corey Begis. I don't know. He got so many titles. Author, former commander of NYPD, and from the great documentary, he got a documentary how he went from a drug dealer to the commanding officer of the precinct where he sold drugs at.
What? I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, I'm tuned in.
I think it's called The Cops and Robbers Story. It's called what I think is Corey Begis. Just Google Corey Begis. I can't even think.
Yeah,
I'm in the document, and I'm in the damn documentary, and I can't even remember. I can't remember what it is. You know, but he'll be on, and we just gonna have a year of review on New York City politics. We got a lot to say. We got a lot. There's a lot of things we got to say. You know, because we got a lot of love for Eric, but from a Black law enforcement perspective, he made a lot of mistakes, man. You know, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have a good conversation tomorrow at 8:00. Tomorrow at 8:00. Is anything you want to say, sis, while we close out?
Nope. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us during this conversation. We had a great talk. Like I'm grateful. I'm just gonna say I'm grateful because I learned so much from today. I'm like, what?
That's what it's about.
See y'all next week. That's what it is. See y'all next week.
See y'all next week. Peace out. Oh, well, I gotta go down here. Here we go.
On Wednesday, January 28th at Mount Vernon, New York City Hall, law enforcement and the community are coming together at Mount Vernon City Hall to stand with Officer Derek Williams, a 19-year police veteran battling kidney failure after contracting COVID while protecting the city. A press conference begins at 6:30 p.m., followed by the city council meeting at 7 p.m. Join us to demand that Mount Vernon follow state and federal laws protecting officers who contracted COVID-19 during the pandemic. Call 914-665-2300 to sign up to speak, in person or via Zoom. Silence protects failure. Presence demands accountability. This Valentine's Day, make it sweet with Cupcake Cutie Boutique. They're serving fresh, hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries, perfect for date night, gifts, or a treat for yourself. For a limited time, order through DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, and get 20% off our chocolate-covered strawberries. Love should taste this good. But don't wait, this Valentine's Day deal won't last long. If you've been thinking about investing but didn't know where to start, this is your sign. Presented by Black Westchester Magazine and Noir Network, the Ownership Society is a community of like-minded people focused on building generational wealth 1 month at a time. No hype, no gambling, just disciplined investing, shared learning, and real ownership. Whether you start with $20 or $100, the key is consistency. Scan the QR code or click the link in the conversation to join us, download Robinhood, and take your first step toward owning your future. Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, We've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic, Black America. Thank you for watching another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show. Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. We appreciate every single one of you who tuned in, commented, shared the stream, and joined the conversation. Your support is the reason independent Black media continues to thrive and speak truth without fear. Every week, we show up to bring clarity, accountability, and real community insight to the stories that matter. And you show up with us. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or X, we want you to know that your voice, your engagement, and your presence make this platform stronger. Thank you for rocking with Damon K. Jones, AJ Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as we break down the issues that many outlets ignore. And thank you for supporting a space where Black thought, Black leadership, and Black truth-telling still matter.